Well, Brad, if you're working out tomorrow and you're planning on hitting that long run on Sunday, you're going to have to bundle up, man.
It's tough when it starts getting cold like this. That's why you see a lot of folks going indoors trying to get those runs in. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a cold day. It'll start dry, though, so if you want to get out, do it in the first half of the day. Temperatures only in the 40s tomorrow, low 30s in the mountains. The clouds increase throughout the day, and eventually we're going to see precipitation fall from the sky. Some of it in the form of rain, could see a little sleet mix in. I wouldn't even be shocked to see some sleet pellets around Charlotte briefly before it changes to rain. And then snow and ice to the north. That ice, though, threat is going to be a big issue for the Carolinas. Believe it or not, this system's so warm, we've got a severe weather risk to the south of this as this starts developing tomorrow. You see that risk for severe storms. That actually will stay with us to our south, just to our south, into parts of South Carolina and Georgia, but it kind of shows you how warm the air is to the south of this system. That warm air is the reason we're not going to see much in the way of wintry weather. It stays to the north. Some cold air gets trapped briefly against the mountains. That's why I have a little bit of an ice threat, but the big corridor for snow and ice will be up into Virginia, up into Maryland, the D.C. area, all the way back into Kentucky, the Ohio Valley. That's where we could see some significant snow and ice. One of the bigger winter storms we've seen in a while, not because it's that abnormal, it's just that we haven't had much winter weather in the last couple of years because of how warm and snow-free our winters have become here in the last 2 or 3 seasons, especially across the Mid-South and the Ohio Valley. So we want you to stay weather aware late tomorrow into early Monday morning, especially in the mountains and foothills. While it will rain here in the Charlotte area, we're not expecting any wintry weather, so no icy roads, just your typical wet roads in the morning for that commute. Always slows things down. So make sure you grab the umbrella and give yourself extra time. I'll show you the temperatures. While it's going to rain here, it's not exactly going to be a warm rain. Temperatures are going to hover most of tomorrow in the 30s and 40s. If we get to 50 on Monday, we'll be lucky because of the southerly winds. You notice temperatures up here kind of staying in the 30s. That's where the ice threat will be the highest. Down here, it's just a miserable cold rain for most of the day. As the front moves off to the east, eventually it'll dry out by the middle of the day. Now, the biggest impacts, as I mentioned, to our north, but in our mountains and foothill communities, especially Upper Burke, Caldwell, parts of Avery, Ashwaubenon County, up into Wilkes County, we could see some low impacts from icing. And icing is our primary concern with this system. Again, maybe up to a 1/10, quarter of an inch on those eastern-facing slopes, just enough that could cause issues on the roads, and maybe a minor power line issue, especially for the eastern-facing slopes, late tomorrow into early Monday for the mountains and the adjacent foothills. The Piedmont, it's just a miserable cold rain that'll be around. Now, temperatures, once the system moves through, stays well below average. In fact, going into next week, we will stay 10 to 15 degrees below average for almost the entire week into the weekend. And that means potentially maybe another chance for wintry weather at some point next weekend at this time. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast will show you we want you to stay weather aware in the mountains Sunday night, Monday morning. But notice by next weekend, we could have a wintry mix next Saturday morning as well, possibly even into the Piedmont, so stay tuned. It will be a very winterly-like week with temperatures in the 40s, morning lows in the teens and 20s, and maybe potentially more winter weather.
All right, thank you, Brad.